Welcome back to part 2 of Sunny's interview with Marnie Stockman, CEO of Lifecycle Insights. In today's episode, they chat about customer success structure, how Lifecycle Insights can help MSPs, and so much more. And now, the founder and CEO of IT by Design, Sunny Kayla.
Let's take an example. Like, I'm a managed service provider, and this is a struggle that I see with a lot of our partners as well. Where a typical size that we see is about 15 to 20 people MSPs, while it's changing with the whole M&A stuff going on. But still, about 15 to 20 people MSPs are probably 80% of the market. And they will have about, I will say, let's say 100 customers. And so with average of like 3,000 to 5,000 nodes. So that's how managed services people will define their ideal customer profile. So what would be your advice to me in terms of our customer success structure and the rhythm and the process? If I am that 15 to 20 people MSP, and I'm thinking how many CSMs I need, account managers or customer success managers, or they call them TAMs, right?
All kinds of letters. A slew of acronyms we could put out there for this.
So what's your advice to me to have the right structure and strategy for my business?
So it's interesting. I read it's a Warren Buffett quote that says it takes 20 years to build your reputation and can be ruined in 5 minutes. And if you think about that, you'll do some things differently. So it's interesting because you might get to 15 to 20 employees without having a customer success person, because the CEO is holding on to all of the relationships. And part of it is the fear of giving up, right? That you give up the reins and in 5 minutes, someone could ruin your reputation. Mm-hmm. So I like to tell this little story. When I first started as a CSM, so I had New Jersey and Maryland. The owner lived in Florida. We had gotten a huge account in Maryland. He got a huge account in Florida. So it made sense, since I live in Maryland, that I took the Maryland one. He took the Florida one. But he was so busy all week in Florida that he forgot that he just left his new CSM Marnie out in Maryland all by herself. And on Friday nights at 5:30, he would call me in a panic. How's Howard? How's Hartford? How's that? Like, he would just run through the list of all of his accounts because he was in a panic that I was going to let something drop, right? And so after the third week of this, as I tried to get children out the door to football games or wherever we were going, I made the spreadsheet, right? That was step one of like customer success product, was like, I'm going to start with a spreadsheet and I'm going to color them red, yellow, green. And if you have any questions about why somebody's red, we can talk about it, right? So I say that because sometimes you get to 15, 20 people and the owner is really holding all of that. So there's sort of I see a progression of folks that go from owner-led sales. They'll sometimes hand off sales, and maybe sales will start to get into customer success a bit. But really at that size is when we do start to see dedicated VCIOs/TAMs or both, right? Okay. So the VCIO that maybe is taking some of the sales lift off of the owner with technical account managers, CSMs, et cetera, that's not having the full tech conversation, but is working on the relationship, right? So they're checking in about health. They're asking about goals. They're asking, is your business growing? Like, should we are we looking at a new location? Those types of things that are going to impact technology. So that is definitely the size when we start to see people having a unique customer success role that is outside the owner. And it is when documenting that relationship, the health, and the expectation around that role is really important, because the owner's having to let that go, and they need to have faith that what they want to have happen with the client is going to stay there. So that's when there really have to be metrics, processes in place to make sure customer success delivers it the way it's expected of the company. Because frankly, if the owner wants to take a good vacation, they have to trust that, customer success is going to happen.
Yeah. And finally, you have to have people take care of things so that you are not kind of becoming that bottleneck, right? So you have
the bottleneck's always at the top of the bottle, as they say.
Yes. And one story that I have for overall from managed service practice as well, that sometimes, you do so much work to like proactive work to make sure that the systems don't go down for your customers. And customers like, my email server used to go down, and now rather than looking at, okay, their servers are not going down and companies doing great, they will be like, after a few months down the line, why am I cutting this check, right? Do I need to? But they don't see that a lot of that work that is going behind the scene, that the backstage work needs to be presented by your customer success people, so that the check writer can see the value on a regular basis. Is so important, so critical.
So they say, right, everything's broken, why am I paying you? Or nothing's broken, why am I paying you? Right. So you just talk to this end. So absolutely, the whole proactive piece, and the again, remarketing, recommunicating what you bring to the table. I think some of the national holidays make me laugh. I'm not sure, National Hot Dog Day, I think, is coming up, but that's, all well and good. But to use some of those, right? National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, use that to communicate, again, the value you're bringing around topical issues, I think helps that. And the CSM can be one to deliver that message and communicate it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Find those opportunities where you're celebrating something, and then you're communicating. You have some kind of communication mechanism there to avail that opportunity to be in front of your customer. That's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before I let you go, I know we will be talking a lot about your program, your process at our upcoming Build It.
Yeah, we're excited.
So we look forward to seeing you there. How your technology and your company can help managed service providers. So if you can give us a elevator pitch.
Sure. All about an elevator pitch. So none of it is magic. You and I talked about this before the call, right? Like, you need to have a process in place to deliver effective quarterly business reviews. What Lifecycle Insights aims to do is automate the pieces that should be automated. So how to deliver asset lifecycle management, warranty lookups, and a full technology cost of ownership budget. All of that should be automated. The other piece is we make really easy reporting around questionnaire, discovery question, assessment pieces, red, yellow, and green, so that you can help deliver a conversation around a business risk, right, when it comes to technology. And then the one thing that we do really well is tie those pieces together so that you can say, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, we're going to eliminate or reduce your risk in these areas by these technology recommendations, right? So it really helps you. We aim to automate all of the pieces that can help, that can be automated to help you drive that strategic conversation in business reviews. So that's Lifecycle Insights.
Okay, no, that's awesome. And is it so? Do you have integration with like major tools, and what are those tools that you're integrated with?
Yep, absolutely. So we require a primary integration with one of the following: ConnectWise Manage, Autotask, Halo, Synchro, or IT Glue. And then we have secondary integrations that basically enhance your data. So we integrate with Microsoft 365, LineGuard, Breach Secure Now, KnowBe4, and we do warranty lookups on Dell, Lenovo, HP, Microsoft Surface, Cisco, Meraki, and SmartNet. That list is getting longer, so at some point, I'll just have a chart.
Yeah, so the overall cost of ownership. So from the business outcomes point of view, what I'm seeing is that if I'm managed service provider, my cost of agreement ownership can go down because I don't need to scale my team directly proportional to my revenue because technology and the process maturity can help me.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We have one of our partners, Raj, talks about the fact that he used to spend 12 hours building a budget for his business reviews, just the budget part. And he said now he does the entire business review, including the assessment and the budget, in 90 minutes. Wow. So if you can, if you just think, how long am I spending now to prep a business review, just the reporting of it? We would bet, from what we hear with our partners, it's 2 to 6 hours. If you can reduce that, to a few clicks, you are saving manpower for sure.
No, absolutely. And during talent war that is going on right now, not only that is overall, it's going to help with the agreement profitability, but it's also going to reduce that load on your recruitment team, HR team, and a lot of benefits there that I see with a well-structured customer experience engine for managed service providers. And thank you so
Right.
much.
Everybody's got a tech stack. You need a human stack, right?
Yes, yes, and that's the 15% that you talked about. I think that is the difference maker, right? So we all have access to the same technology, same solution stack in general, and where it makes a difference is that customer success that you talked about, that equation that you gave us.
Yeah.
And if people want to learn more about your solution in general, Lifecycle Insights, where can they go?
So lifecycleinsights.io, it is definitely a .io, so I'll say that again. You can always reach out, Marnie.Stockman at lifecycleinsights.io. Or if you want to laugh, you can check out lifecycleinsights.sucks and check out how we suck for your competition. Some of our partners gave us some 1-star Yelp reviews around things like, oh, you've saved me so much time. I can now go to my dinner at my mother-in-law's once a week. Thanks, Lifecycle.
That's funny. That's interesting. Thank you so much, Marty, for coming to my podcast, and I truly appreciate your time.